The concerns or the questions I think that everybody in the audience has is, what are the criteria for green lighting a show?
First of all, it's important to have all the rights, to have the best possible influence on the property, on how it evolves production-wise. And second, if it turns a good commercial hit, it's the perfect property.
We are first obsessed by ratings, because even if public services get money from state, we need to get good advertising revenues. So first, ratings. Second, boost our brand. So we need things that are in sync and that can help our brand to grow. And third, but very important, can we get all the rights? Can we make merchandising?
It's really for us about the content and making sure that it works for our audience. It's making sure that the content will be competitive. It's really about the quality for us. And for licensing and merchandising, as the Walt Disney Company, we have a lot of our own properties that are our priorities in terms of that area of the business. So it's not necessarily from a channel perspective in terms of acquisitions per se. It's not a big driver for us in terms of making those decisions.
For us, it's a little bit the same. I mean, we are not Disney, but we are as well. Looking for the content in the first place, because it's just nicer if the children really watch the television.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's just happening if the content is really, really strong. So, but in general, the way we take decisions or why we choose properties, I think it's really regarding content and whether anything has got heart and soul. And I think that's really feelable. And then in second place, it's of course nowadays obligatory to get all the merchandising licensing rights with it.
It's always about the content and great ideas. And I think for me, the most successful ideas have always come from personal passion, not box ticking. So I'm fortunate that I personally don't have to worry about licensing and merchandising, but I'm not naive enough to think that it doesn't matter in the industry. Primarily, it's about great ideas coming from people who really care about the audience. And yes, obviously we do care about ratings, we do care about share and reach. Because we do want to remain popular. I want to run a channel that children want to watch and that parents want to put their children in front of. That's really, really important.
How about in the green light process, when you're looking at a strategy, or when any one of the people in the audience who's a producer comes to you, how important is the web component? Anybody want to jump in?
It's really open. Some producers or distributors come with a very precise online plan. Others have no idea of what to do, and then, like we are nice people, we help them to build a consistent plan. So feel free to come, even if you know nothing about web.
Unless it's really, really organic to the story and the content, it's the last page of your presentation, or it's instead of licensing and merchandising, because I wanted to just build off of what was said earlier, in that first conversation with us, where you're trying to get us excited about the content, and what we're also excited by are the creator-driven properties. That's the core of it. It's not necessarily the toys or the video. And I have to say, when we get that first pitch, and when the third thing someone says is, and it would make a great toy, that's not probably where we're going to go.
I tend to agree with David. On the other hand, we see a very fast migration of kids towards the net, and so web components have to be more essential than we might have expected it a few years back. So it has to be organic, yes, but yeah, I think we have to be creative and innovative in finding ways of migrating this content towards new platforms. And this not only concerns online, by the way, it's also iPod and iPad, something getting more and more important.
I mean, we have an incredibly popular website that is part of the CBeebies brand, and what we try to do is reflect every title on that, but only some shows or concepts have the bigger or the more immersive websites, as we call them, because we can't make it work for every single one, but they are important to us.
We're going to switch from looking at your programming strategies to your trends. What do you see as trends now and moving forward?
Every 10 projects, we find something very strong that is really rooted online, and then we develop it massively. And I think we are going to do that more in the future. I'm also completely obsessed by the idea of hybrid formats. mixing animation, live action, animation, documentaries. I think it's a good way to continue to maintain kids on animation.
Thank you. More trends. David.
I'd say two things. One, in terms of mobile devices and iTouches and iPads, I think that is most certainly one of the key trends. The other thing from our perspective is that live action, thankfully, is not going anywhere, but I'll put it out there. I think animation is on its way to making the comeback.
I think one trend is still the refreshment of classics, doing now like older properties or classic properties in CGI. There are a lot of examples, but it's still going on. And for ZDF, I think one important thing is that we try in our live action area try to get older, because we don't want to stop at the age of 10. We would like to approach the teens.
I think in terms of live action, there's a great opportunity behind it. We have seen, we have researched that the TV usage through live action was increasing because older kids were starting to watch kids programming again, and they have moved before to the adult program. So this is great, and we have to try to really keep the older kids as well on our kids networks and channels. I'm really looking for live action shows that do follow a new path, and this could be a soap opera, this could also be a telenovela, this could be something totally different. I wouldn't exclude drama right from start. I don't know, from today's perspective I would say difficult, but who knows? I mean, it's really what made Nickelodeon strong in the past and today is that the characters are really in the center of the story, and that we have great characters and that we tell their story and give them the space they need. And once you have those great characters in truly innovative genres, it could work as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I want to maintain a balance of live action and animation, the best possible quality across CBeebies. We know that what we call mixed media works very, very well for us. Interestingly, though, I do think that it is possible to do live action for preschool, and we know that through the CBeebies global channels, interestingly, shows that were live action shows with real people, real children in, have done very, very well internationally, which I think came as a little bit of a surprise. So I think that's really good news, and it'd be interesting to see if we could have an international hit that's live action for the preschool audience. So there's a challenge out there. But I think the one thing I would like to see, or one thing that might become a trend, is partnerships. So I think it's about thinking more laterally, thinking out of the box, as it were. So partnerships, whether it's broadcasters getting together, distributors working in a different way, production companies working with new writers. Just think about different opportunities that might be out there, and maybe think about breaking the mold a bit and forming a new template and partnering with somebody that might be able to bring something different to your project or your idea.